Welcome to another edition of Durham Bulls Daily, which is where our Durham Bulls fans know to go to get highlights, recaps, and other notes about Durham Bulls baseball the morning after every Durham Bulls game. Patrick Keane is back with you. What a wild one in the series opener in Charlotte on Tuesday night. A 10-inning, 12-11 Bulls loss to the Knights, a game the Bulls would not trail until the final play of the game. Durham raced out to a 1-0 lead in the first inning on a double by Chang. Went up 6-1 after a couple of runs the fourth inning. Rene Pinto, a solo home run in the third. A home run by Junior Caminero in the top of the fourth inning, and the Bulls had a 6-1 lead. But the Knights would tie things up, which was the theme of the night. They rallied from 6-1 down to tie it in the fifth. But then the Bulls in the sixth inning would reclaim the lead right back. 2 outs, nobody on. Ruben, Cardenas, and Chang, who went back-to-back last Tuesday against Nashville, do it again this Tuesday in Charlotte. 3-2 again coming to Ruben Cardenas. Here it is. And it's well hit, center field. Fletcher racing straight back, still back to the track, at the wall, out of here. Dead center, Ruben Cardenas on the ninth pitch of the AB. And the Bulls back on top, 7-6. It's the team leading eighth for Cardenas. Major league quality at bat by Cardenas. Did not get much to hit earlier in the at bat. Fouled off three, but squares up that 3-2. And on the next pitch, way back, Chang, and no doubter to left. Back-to-back pitches, back-to-back home runs. Cardenas and Chang into the Queen City Knights. Runs would give the Bulls an 8-6 lead. They tacked on another run in the seventh inning and went up by 3. But the Knights rallied yet again. They scored 3 times in the seventh inning to draw level at 9-9. But in the eighth inning, the Bulls scored a couple of runs with 2 outs. Pinto an RBI single. Jake Mangum drove in another run with a base hit, and it was 11-9. Durham going to the bottom of the eighth. But stop me if you've heard this before. The Knights would rally once again. Zach DeLoach, a 2-run homer with 1 out in the bottom of the eighth against Trevor Brigden, and that would tie things up yet again. The 4th time in the game, the Knights rallied from a deficit to tie the Bulls, and it was 11-11. We all took a breath in the ninth inning. 1-2-3 frames on both sides. Into the top of the 10th, the Bulls were looking for their first extra inning win of the season. Junior Caminero was the runner placed at second to begin the inning, but he did not butt. Ground out, strikeout, intentional walk, and then Pinto fanned to close out the 10th inning. And then the Charlotte Knights would come through in the bottom of the 10th. Colson Montgomery was the runner at second base as the inning began. Danny Mendick on a big league rehab sailed a fly to right field. Montgomery tagged and went to third. Then after an intentional walk to Oscar Colas, that brought up catcher Chuckie Robinson against Emmanuel Mejia. Mejia jumped on top of Robinson 2 strikes, but then Oscar Colas on the 0-2 pitch broke for second base. Robinson hit the ball on the ground to short. The infield was playing double play depth, but there was no chance to turn it with Colas running, so shortstop Chang threw in vain toward home plate. Montgomery scurried in from third base, and the Knights defeat the Bulls in a 3-hour and 27-minute game, 12-11 over Durham. Carlos Garcia opened the game for the Bulls. He went 2 innings, struck out 4. Patrick Wicklander made his AAA debut up from Montgomery, gave up 4 runs over 2 1/3 innings. Antonio Jimenez, 3 runs over 1 2/3. Brigden, a couple of innings, he allowed 3. And Mejia, 1 unearned run. He takes the extra inning loss as the Bulls fall 12-11. 3 hit games for 3 different Bulls. Ruben Cardenas goes 3 for 6. Chang goes 3 for 4 with 3 knocked in. Junior Caminero, 3 out of 6 with his 7th home run and a couple of runs batted in. Jake Mangum had 2 hits. Rene Pinto had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. And Ronnie Simon also had a couple of hits for the Bulls. Junior Caminero also started his first game in a couple of years at second base. He was there in the opener against Charlotte. We'll see if he plays there again later on this series. So once again, the Bulls fall 12-11 in 10 innings to the Charlotte Knights. Second game of the series will come up Wednesday night, 6:35 from the Queen City. Joe Rock is expected to take the ball for the Bulls. Again, you can subscribe to Durham Bulls Daily on Apple, on Spotify, on all of your platforms where you find your podcast. And you can actually watch this podcast, the video version, on Durham Bulls TV on YouTube. Once again, Charlotte in 10 innings takes the series opener with the Bulls by a final score of 12-11. I'm Patrick Keenis for Durham Bulls Daily.